All right, Capricorn. So this week from Lay Vampire, you pulled thirst, craving, compulsion, and obsession. And that worries me a little bit. But what worries me more is that you may be obsessing over something that you aren't acting on with dissipating. Now, you and Sag pulled this one, and this one's a little bit difficult. So with thirst is talking about how you're being driven by your desires right now and needing to be careful about where it is taking you. Now, with thirst, though, it says that you have to consider, too, that you may not get what you're wanting, though, either. You have to be careful about, what has power over you right now. But I feel like you guys are, obsessing over wanting something here, but with dissipating, it's like it's not happening. And it may be because you are procrastinating on it or not taking the action that's necessary. The inspiration says, beware of being imprisoned by the story you tell. Do you intend to do what you say, especially if you're really, really wanting something, right? And the personal question says that a lack of planning does not indicate misfortune. Basically, it's asking you to do what you say that you're going to do. It's also about taking action, going in circles, strong intelligence, making excuses, and procrastinating, which is what I worry about here, because if you're really wanting something, now is the time to go after it. But if you're not doing it, then it may feel like it's just fading away. But obsession bothers me a little bit. All right, Cap, here we go. Here's the energy coming through. The King of Wands. So maybe some of you dealing with an Aries, Leo, or Sag. Now, this to me feels like, for some of you, a person. Now, this could be somebody that you're in a relationship, somebody you're working with. It could be a family member. It just depends here. But when you're looking at the King of Wands in terms of an energy surrounding you, especially when you're looking at compulsion and cravings and then dissipating, this could be like a lack of attention to detail and a lack of planning. Because again, my problem with the King of Wands is follow through, needing follow through. It's great as far as being able to chart your own course, but I don't know. The King of Wands has been showing up for you guys here lately. And I know for some of you, this may be a person that you're dealing with here. But we shall see where this King of Wands is playing out. Oh, man. So in the past, the Tower. Now, that bothers me a little bit. But what I do like about this card is that dude's burning the shit down. Getting it gone. All that fake shit is gone. And this is going to be something that you've already been through. The Tower can be a continuous energy, though, too, when it comes to, getting rid of all the fake things that have been in your life, the things that, again, you're building on a false foundation. It's no good for you. It's got to come down. Now, I kind of worry about how the King of Wands is playing into this for some of you. But, again, we'll see. But for a lot of you, you've already been through this energy of the Tower. And, needing to clear some stuff out here, seriously. I don't feel so much like some shocking event. I feel like you knew. You knew this was something that had to happen, something that you needed to do. Oh, boy. All right. So, in the present, the Queen of Wands. Now, again, fire sign, right? But I feel like more that this is the energy surrounding you. And when you're looking at it with the King of Wands, and I say this with my readings, you're looking at a perfect match here. Now, the Queen of Wands coming out of the energy of the Tower can suggest that you guys are getting better control over your life, over the things that are happening. It looks good in terms of you being more confident in yourself and confident in your passions as well because of the double energy here. But it was only after having to clear something out, really needing to clear something out. Ooh, oh, now why, Cap? Why? Stop that. Don't do that to yourself. Future conditions, the Nine of Swords. What's up? You have to be careful about thinking too negatively, and I worry that some of you may be thinking negatively about yourself. I talk about needing to have confidence here. I worry about, you know, for some of you having, you know, some bad thoughts about yourself, or maybe having some regrets over the clearing out here with the Tower in the past. And again, you know, there's somebody connected to this. And I don't know, I don't like the energy of the Nine of Swords. It bothers me. I don't think that anybody should ever have to think or feel that way. But it is suggesting that there's some negative thoughts that are surrounding you. Your best path to follow. Stop feeding them. Stop feeding those thoughts. The Eight of Cups, right? Stop investing emotionally into something that is just going to make you feel bad, you know? But again, it's easy for anybody to say that you just need to walk away. You just have to walk away, right? But sometimes we just can't do that, you know? And again, it's showing that there's emotional attachment to it. You know, you can't just walk away from something here. But for a lot of you, you know, maybe the best thing here is to stop feeding into emotionally into things that are going to make you feel bad. It just depends here, you know, because I certainly don't want to tell somebody, oh, you just need to walk away, right? But it's not always that easy, you know, and I worry here with the Nine of Swords and the Eight of Cups. Maybe it's time to stop feeding into this, and maybe needing to have a little bit more confidence with yourself, you know. And I worry though, looking at the King of Wands attached to that Nine of Swords, and I'm wondering what's happening there and how, you know, another person is involved in this with these regrets and bad thoughts and just yuck. You know, but I do feel like with this being here, you need to stop feeding into this, because this will leave you paralyzed, you know, and it'll make you, it can make it hard for you to actually go after the things that you want. And that may be where dissipating is coming in, you know, not really ready to do it. You're talking about it, you're thinking about it, you're wanting something, but, you know, I worry a little bit with that being there. In your environment, the Two of Coins. So trying to manage some things out. Now with the Two of Coins, it's saying that you have the ability to be flexible with the changes that you're going through, especially with the Tower being the catalyst for this. But what I don't like about the Two of Coins is feeling like you're going to constantly be in the juggling act. Now, on the other hand, it may be just you trying to manage your life out, especially after having this major clearing. Because again, you know, dude's burning the shit down. It's got to go, right? Clearing it all out. And now for some of you, you know, if this is having to do with a person, it's almost like you're having to juggle it back in. If it's not a person, you're talking about your passions and charting your own course here, needing to pay attention to details and things like that, right? And for some of you, it could just be needing to manage out some finances here, especially if you had like a major move with the Tower. It just depends. But, you know, I feel like you're caught in the balancing act after a major clearing out here with the Tower, and it may have to do with a person here. But there may be some thoughts of regrets, you know. And more so, though, I don't know. I feel more like the negative thinking is thinking negatively about yourself and maybe lacking that confidence that the Queen of Wands inherently has, you know. I worry that you feel like you have it, but you lose it somewhere, and it may be because of having to do with something else or somebody. Now, your hopes and your fears, you're wanting to move through this quickly. That's what I feel like here. Now, on the other hand, you're hoping for some communication, especially involving another person here. But the energy starts to move fast when you're looking at the Eight of Wands. And I almost feel like for some of you, you're wanting some mental clarity, like right now. Like right now, it needs to be cleared up. Like there's no reason to be thinking this way, right? It needs to be dealt with and done, gone, right? This is something that you have to stop feeding into, right? So for some of you, it's just basically needing to get through this like right now. Or this is a situation where you're hoping for some communication, or there may be a lack of communication or fearing a lack of communication here. You know, and for some of you, it's about moving quickly. You know, if you're doing a physical move, looking at the Eight of Wands and then looking at the Tower. Now, I don't know. I just worry a little bit here because I feel like there's a lack of confidence. And it may be because of something that somebody says to you, though, too, looking at the Eight of Wands and seeing the Nine of Swords there. Especially with, you know, the King of Wands being the center of this. You know, and I feel like some of you are still trying to balance some things out after this major, like, clearing here, you know? Oh, wow. And then the outcome. I'm telling you, it's almost like you get to a point here where you feel numb, emotionally numb. And it may be because you're feeding too much emotions into the situation that you don't need to be, especially if there's negative thoughts surrounding it. You know, and what I worry about here is that some of you may be feeling a lack of confidence looking at these two because of something that is said. And you're feeding into it, and you're still trying to balance and manage some shit out. But looking at the Four of Cups, I feel like you just kind of go inward emotionally, and there may be like this lethargic feeling is what I feel like with the Four of Cups. Now, I got to clarify this. The Queen of Coins. You know, it's funny. What I feel like with this is that once you do some healing, you're going to start thinking a little bit more practically here and get back to a spot where you're a little bit more comfortable and able to manage things that are going on. Now, on the other hand, for some of you, this may be a person coming through that may be offering some healing. And it's possible here. I've always said when it comes to earth signs, you guys give like the best practical advice. And for some of you, you know, you may be connecting with another earth sign, but I feel more like you're going to do some healing here, some emotional healing. And I think you're going to get back in tune with yourself where there isn't so much pressure, because I feel like there's pressure with this, you know, to be a certain way, to feel a certain way. You kind of get numb when you're dealing with that and you get back to your own energy here. I like the Queen of Coins, especially for Capricorn. It's one thing to see the King of Coins coming out for you guys, but seeing the Queen of Coins is by far better, by far better. So I feel like even though there may be some really like negative thoughts surrounding a situation that possibly can be coming from communication, I think that if you continue to feed into this, you're going to be a little bit numb. And that is where the Eight of Cups is coming in. Like, you know, not feeding so much emotions into something that may not be real. Because, again, you know, the Nine of Swords, right? These are just thoughts, you know, thoughts and feelings that you spend too much time with, you know. And it's not that it's not real in terms of the way that you're feeling about it, but it doesn't have to be your experience is the best way to put it. Now, with the Star coming out again, you know, I feel like after a period of like emotional apathy, you get to a point here where there's going to be some healing and you will get back to who you are, like who you are, who you really are. And then more importantly, and I got these switched, sorry guys, you're going to be able to not only better manage what is going on in your life, but you know, you're going to feel better in terms of being able to continue to create your own comfortable surroundings, especially if you're looking at this in terms of like material things. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I feel more like the Queen of Coins is where you need to be rather than the Queen of Wands, because I don't know. I feel like there's pressure here to possibly be something that you may not be comfortable with. Man, oh man, Cap. Whew, all right, we're going to take a look at the soul trees because I want to see what else is coming out for this situation for you guys. But I do have to say, though, that I do like seeing the Star, especially with the Four of Cups. It may just be that you go inward emotionally and start to figure some stuff out. And with the Star, you get that balance and you get back to who you are, especially if you regret acting in a way that really wasn't true to you. You know, and for some of you, it may be because you did it for a person, you know. It just depends here, but you're still in this like balancing act here of trying to get things like balanced out, especially with the Tower being connected to it. And wisdom, oh boy. So you need to be open, not only to guidance, but to some wisdom here, because it's like right in the middle of everything that's going on. Be open. If I can get these cards to go right. Be open to guidance, be open to wisdom, be open to that, especially if you're dealing with some negative thoughts And again, I kind of feel like that guidance is surrounding you with the energy of the star. And you may have somebody coming through that's going to help you with that guidance, but you have to be open to that and open to the wisdom that this does not have to be your experience. This is not who you are and what you want to be and what you want to be thinking about, especially if you're wanting something, Man, Cap. Whew. And what's funny is that I always say this with Capricorn, especially my Caps. You always come out doing the right thing. You always do the right thing. You are always going to do the right thing for you and for your family and for the people that are around you. And I love seeing that that's the energy that you come out with there. All right, Cap. So I'm going to ask you just like I asked everybody else here. Now, this seems to be getting to be a little bit tiresome looking at the romance angels, and I get it. Like we see it all the time, right? So I'm going to give you the option. Would you like to see some cards from the romance angels, or would you like to see whispers of love? Or we can do both. So you guys let me know what you want to see. Oh, hi, Jay. Oh, my dear. So Aquarian insight, I'm telling you guys, this woman is amazing, and she is cool as hell. So Jay, I have to tell you, my husband came home from work today with a new video game release. We were able to talk on Skype. For those of you guys who don't know, we were talking about gaming. So I'm getting excited for The Evil Within. I'm going to be watching my husband play that game tonight. Whispers of love, that's what I'm seeing. Oh, hey, Nordic Tarot. Hey, I have to say that I love your readings too. Very, very true. The last Scorpio reading that I watched, very true to what I was going through. Beautiful messages. No shit. Back to what you love. Your current situation is giving you an opportunity to reevaluate what you want. I'm telling you, and embrace your emotions. Don't push down your feelings or judge your emotions. Hell yeah, I'm telling you, Cap, I'm telling you. Like, seriously, right? Get back to what you love. Get back to who you are. Because that Nine of Swords is sure the hell not who you are. And embrace your emotions. Don't push that shit down. Deal with that. Let it come out. Because that is where the star is coming in, and you guys will start going through that emotional healing. You may go through a period where you feel a little bit numb, but damn it, you're going to get through it. And you are going to get back to what you love and back to who you are. And get, a little bit more clarity on what it is that you really, truly want and what you're willing to put your time and effort into, right? Stop feeding into things that are not you and not worthy of you, right? But I'm telling you, Capricorn always does the right thing coming out. They always do. Always do.